Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and like and share this video. Oh my goodness, I am here in Mexico. If you don't already know, we are here for a few months with our family and we are enjoying the hot weather and just absolutely having a fantastic time. It did take a little bit of adjustment, especially coming here with almost 4-year-old and 8-month-old twins, but it's definitely getting a lot easier now that we've started settling in a little bit. And yeah, we are just having a great time. I have been actually craving to do an 8-month update with you guys. I haven't done an update, I think, since 5 months. So I really want to talk about how the twins have grown and changed, and there has been so much change. Some ways are getting a lot easier, some ways are more challenging, as always, just with having kids. I will say that overall, I feel like we're kind of entering a place where we're getting out of that, like, obviously super newborn phase now that they're 8 months old. It feels so good to have gotten through those first 6 months. I think the first 6 months were absolutely the most difficult. To get to the other side of that, everything is feeling slightly more easy, but every step of the way, my mantra, my meditation is just, I am upgrading, I am becoming stronger. I was meant to do this, and that's the only thing that I could continue to tell myself that got me through, because it was so hard. Totally worth it, and I feel like we're getting out to the other side now, and everything is just feeling like we're getting to sort of a bit more of a sweet spot. They're super active at 8 months old. I swear they are going to be walking in the next week or two. I will be surprised if they're not. For sure by 9 months, I think, or during 9 months, I think that they're gonna start walking, which is just, when they start walking, it is obviously amazing. But it does become so much busier, and with 2, I imagine that they're going to be going in completely different directions. So that will be definitely an adjustment when that happens, but we'll talk about that when the time comes. I think it's easier just to be able to kind of leave them alone on the ground by themselves for a few minutes. Like, I can sort of like walk away to the kitchen. Of course, I'm still watching them from the next room, but I can sort of walk away for a few minutes. And I've noticed that now, once it's just the 2 of them, that they actually start playing with each other, which is really cool. And they start laughing with each other, and it's just the cutest thing ever. So that's definitely makes things a lot easier. And I think that's one of those bonuses of having twins, is that they always have a playmate. They are starting to sleep a little bit better. We kind of hit a wall around 6 months, 6 or 7 months even, where the exhaustion was just so out of control that I was actually feeling like I wasn't able, Matisse and I were both not able to really function properly during the day. And so we didn't want to do sleep training because we had done that with Safia, and I just found that the obsession with looking at the time and always wondering when they're supposed to be sleeping, kind of just the energy around it, we didn't want to do again. And I don't really believe in like training. You know, they're just babies. They're just human beings. So it's hard, and especially with 2 human beings, it's sort of like, how do you train them to be on the schedule? We started just kind of putting them down to go to sleep on their own for naps and at nighttime. And there was a little bit of crying in the beginning, but it didn't last very long. And we also noticed that they were crying, even if they were falling asleep on us, they would still cry for like 5-10 minutes when we were trying to get them to sleep. So it kind of just made more sense for us to just put them down and just let them cry for a couple minutes so that they could just go to sleep on their own. And I have to say, it was a huge lifesaver for us. Both Matisse and I were so exhausted from rocking them to sleep. Our backs were killing us. Like, Matisse was literally like, I can't even rock them for 1 more second. My back is going to break. So it's one of those really tough choices that we made for ourselves, but I'm really happy that we did it, if I'm being honest. And it didn't feel like this big traumatic thing like with sleep training, where you're like on the schedule and the time and this and that. And we weren't obsessed with following any kind of like set routine that was given to us. It was something that was very instinctual, that we sort of felt like, okay, they're about to fall asleep. Like, let's just put them down and they can just sort of cry for like, literally now it's like 10 seconds. They go, wah, wah, and then they're totally passed out. Instead of like constantly trying to rock them to sleep and then putting them down and then they wake up and then we have to rock them again, and it can go on for hours and hours and hours. And I just feel like at the end of the day, the parents really have to be filling their own cup first. And if we're not able to be getting the rest that we need in order to take care of them, then it's like we're not being good parents. So that was something we did, and it's worked really well for us. And now, like, it's so easy. They're on such a set schedule or routine, knock on wood, the closest wood to me. But I will say I feel like it's gotten a little bit easier. We did go through a bit of a 7.5, 8 month sleep regression / progression in their development. And I feel like we're getting to a bit more of a sweet spot now. Again, knock on wood, every time that we say something about sleep, it always seems to change. But like last night, for example, they slept, bedtime seems to be around 7 o'clock. If their last nap ends earlier, then they'll go to sleep at 6:30 at the earliest. So 6:30 or 7. And then last night they slept 7 till 9:15. I fed them both. I always feed them at the same time now. And then, so tandem nursing. And then they slept till 3:15. Such a dream. Oh my God. And then I fed them till 4. And then they slept till 7. So that's like a dream night right now, honestly. Like, only feeding them twice in the night is just like, ah. Yeah, and they're averaged out now at this age, at 8 months, they're having 2 naps a day. So they're napping right now. So they have 1 nap in the morning around 9:30, 10, and it usually lasts for about an hour to an hour and a half. So that's really nice as well, because finally it's like, okay, we know they're gonna nap at this time, and they're gonna nap at home in their bed, and it's so lovely to be able to carve out a little bit of time to do this sort of thing, to work or to shower or to eat or to spend time with Safi. So it's really lovely to know that we have that nap. And then they're up for a little bit, they have some food, there's some lunch, they play for a little while, and then they go to sleep 2 to 3 hours later. So that's usually around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And then they sleep for about an hour to an hour and a half again. That's sort of been the average of how things have been. So that's been really, really lovely. I love being in a routine. Obviously, again, they are human beings. Things are always changing, but that seems to be kind of where we've organically ended up at this point. So I'm really loving that for us. And yeah, as far as food and eating, here it's so lovely because there's so much there's such an abundance of fresh food here. So they're eating a lot of avocados, a lot of bananas, papaya, beans. I love, there's one of my favorite things to give them, because it's not super messy, is I just give them some, oh my God, what's it called? The Ezekiel, is it? Yeah, Ezekiel bread, I think. Is it Ezekiel? Yeah. I give them, they have the Ezekiel bread. I just toast it for them and I cut it into lengthways, and then I just give them that and they just gnaw on it. And it's really lovely because it doesn't get them all messy. Like if we give them banana, it just goes everywhere. Like it ends up like a hair mask and a face mask, and it just stains their clothing. Same with the avocado. But we still do it because I think it's important to have a combination between eating with their hands and also spoon feeding them. And when I spoon feed them, I often will give them some oatmeal with chia seeds. Yeah, sort of like whatever we're kind of making or eating, we just put less sugar and salt in it for them, obviously, because those flavors are too strong. Yeah, there's an Instagram account called Solid Starts that I started following, and it's really great. You can just kind of like look up, you know, what foods they can have and how they should be cut at this certain age if they're going to be eating them on their own. Surprisingly, it's actually easier for them to eat if the pieces are larger when they're younger, and then it gets smaller as they get older. Who knew? But yeah, so it's really nice to be, you know, they're having 3 meals a day now, and then also I'm still exclusively breastfeeding. They haven't had any formula, so yeah, it's exclusively breastfeeding along with solids seems to be working really well for us. They're also having water now that they are having solids. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I just feel like we're kind of just in this really good place right now. I think getting a little bit more shut eye at night makes such a big difference. Like even this morning, getting all that sleep last night, I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm a human being. Like it was so hard not to be functioning all those months on no sleep. So yeah, we're kind of in a good place right now. And yeah, there's just little things like knowing that they're going to be sleeping for longer periods of time allows Matisse and I to do more stuff too. And like even the other night, we went out for dinner. We knew I left 2 bottles of breast milk that I had pumped from the Haka, but like we knew that they were probably just going to have, you know, sleep for a few hours, have the dream feed around like 9 or 10. And that, you know, by the time we got home, we were only out for 2 hours, but by the time we got home, that I'm probably gonna have like another feed a few hours later, or however it's gonna go down. But at least we know that we'll have like a couple of hours of them sleeping, whereas for so many months, it was so unpredictable. They were waking every half hour, every 45 minutes, you know. It was hardcore military training, I would call it. So doing really, really well. And Safi's doing great. She is turning 4 in a month. Wild, time goes by so fast, and I just am constantly reminding myself that this is not forever, so to enjoy every single moment as best as I can. And I have so much exciting stuff that's coming out in 2022. I can't wait to share with you guys. It's super, super exciting, and I feel very called to do this work. So I can't wait to share it with you all. And I hope that you are all enjoying the end of 2021, stepping into 2022 with new revelations. What are you calling in for yourself? Let me know, message me, DM me, let me know, what are you bringing in for yourself in this 2022? If you haven't already subscribed yet to my channel, hit that subscribe button and like and share this video with someone that may be a twin mom, or maybe you're just a parent yourself. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. I am sending so much light and love to you on your journey. Ciao for now.